Alright, here are we for the first episode ever. So, I actually pretty nervous to record this, but I've been procrastinating for so long. I'm kind of happy that I'm doing this now. So, things didn't go well this day. I was planning on recording this at like the middle of the day, but it's 9 a.m., almost 9 a.m. And I couldn't sleep this night. I almost didn't sleep. And as I'm trying to be more self-improvement, high performance, I went to the gym anyway. But I only did like 4 exercises and then I came back. But I went to the gym at 6 a.m. It's more than most of people can say. So I think that's a win in general. And another thing that happened is that when we start recording, this happened. Look, this motherfucking broke where I was supposed to put my camera. Look. Yeah, whatever. We found a way anyways. And here we are. After a long time. I couldn't sleep this night because I was having sleepy paralysis. You probably heard about it, right? It people have a lot of mystical things about it, and spirits and demons and God and visions from the outer worlds, vision from the past, from the future. And I'm gonna say, and most of them act like that's terrifying. And I'm gonna say to you, there's nothing terrifying about it. Like I have it I literally have it like 2 weeks ago. And I had this kind of same one today. And the first one I had was kind of terrifying. I was laying down in my bed. Then during the paralysis, a guy jumped up by the window, came close to my ear and asked, "What am I going to find here, you little piece of shit?" And I could do nothing. I feel like there was a person in the room with me, and I could move, and I could do nothing. And that was kind of terrifying. But when it happens for the 20th time, I just be like, "Oh, okay. Here are my room. There's the fridge. Get anything you want. Feel yourself at home." And you start to go with the flow. Like the one I got last week. Actually, there was a lot of time before the one I liked 2 weeks ago. And that was like a kind of a spirit. A guy like with horns. And he grabbed me by the neck and keep on me. And I'd be like, okay, that's terrifying. I wake up kind of sweating. Because there was a lot of time that didn't happen. And today, this night, that I was trying to wake up in the morning to go to the gym and record this. There was this one where something came from the window and also grabbed my neck and started to on me. And and sometimes I saw it as an arm, a human arm, on my neck. And sometimes I see it as a tree, that arm of a tree going through my neck like a snake. And that's so fucking dumb, brain. Get something get something more original. Like that happened last week. You came with the same idea again. Get something better if you want me to feel afraid. But that's it. When you get used to it, you just be like, "Oh, okay, I'm stopped." And today we're like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna, strangle me." You just lay down there, let things happen. That's actually, to be honest, I really was kind of afraid of the one with the big horn guy and strangle me. But it normally happened like just 2 weeks and the first one. This happened to me like at least even 2 months, every other month. And you try to get used to it. It's like doing anything that you don't like going to work, wake up to go to the gym at 6 a.m., huh? And you just go with it. There's this story about a monk, and he went to go out to get some wood for the fire, and when he came back to his cave, there was a lot of demons. They took over the cave, and they did not to him. Whoa, we're conjugating, but they fucking terrifying. There's demons all over the cave, and first thing he tried is to sit there and be like, yo, get out of here, and they wouldn't move an inch. And after that, he'll sit down and be like, okay, I'll teach you. Then he starts to share Buddhism or Hinduism, I don't know what kind of monk was he. Talks about them like, the eternity of the soul, like gratitude, be good to each other, those sort of things. And the demons won't move an inch. And then he'll like, okay, then he sit down and be like, probably you have something to teach me. So I will just be here and recognize your presence. And like that, all of them disappear. And the last one, there was left one big demon, and he was like, recognizing his presence, looking at him, and he also didn't move an inch. So he opened his mouth, put his head inside of his mouth, say, yeah, I recognize you, I'm seeing you, you can eat me if you want. And then the demon went away. You got the relation between these two stories. This paralysis shit, when you just accept it, you'll be like, yeah, whatever, strangle me then. And it's easy to deal with. It's like any kind of problem in life, like wake up 6 a.m. to go to the gym again. And you may think, shit, I would walk 6 a.m. to go to the gym if I had the will to do so. But if you're waiting for a time where you have the will to go to 6 a.m. to the gym and not the will to go back to bed and sleep, that day will never come. That day will never come. It's like the demons in the cave. You have to recognize that willing to go back to sleep. Look at this willing to go back to sleep. Recognize it and don't act following it, Just do whatever you gotta do anyway. The will to go to sleep again, to eat some candies, some sugar, will always be there. You just gotta not act on it. I know it's pretty easier to say it than done, but when you get it deep in you see, get deep in you really start to understand this. So yeah, that's it for today. So I got some script here, two things I want to talk here. I don't think I have time to speak all of them. Let me see. We're around 8 minutes then. Okay, that's good. So the first thing I want to talk about is a mushroom trip I had. I was going through a breakout, which, if you think about it, is not good when you go to mushroom trips, magic mushroom trips. But, well, what's kind of what pushed me to do this. I was also into, meditation, spirituality, those sort of things. But I never thought of doing mushrooms. I bought it as I think it was going to be like a cool thing to do. I didn't read about yet before I buy about the heroic dose. So I bought it, and actually here is legal, so you can buy it on the internet. Actually, it's not legal. It's legal to have them, but it's not legal to consume. And so that was my setting. I was not too comfortable because I was going through this breakup, but I will have here in my room, my parents in the other rooms, and before I was thinking like, then that as I was listening to other people deployments, and I'd be like, this is something powerful. I can't waste it on just this breakup thing. There's something bigger. So I brought 6 grams. I took 1 gram, and I'd be like, okay, we gotta figure out all this thing about the breakup first before I do to heroic dose. You know, I don't wanna go deeper here in the 1 gram because it was kind of something just cool. You enjoy more music, you see the colors that isn't there, you're happy, you're capable of enjoy things you like, you hate less the things you don't like. It's a good feeling. And yeah, I kind of did with the breakup. Not that I got out of it totally, but I was like, I think I'm ready to go to the 5 grams. And then, my friends, I got to the 5 grams. It was, I decided to do it overnight, so I sleep during the day at the Saturday, so I could be with the night to the Saturday to the Sunday. And the first thing I saw, okay, I took the mushrooms, sit down, and as Terrence McKenna say, he says to you, so to take it with empty belly and in complete darkness and silence. I did it in complete darkness and silence, but I had a funnel throwing, over me. There was kids screaming in the next door, and I'd be like, if I put a headphone now with music, it will be more silence than the actual silence, So I pick up my headphone, put a meditation music, then, and before I took it, I kind of spoke with God, like a praying, like, show yourself to me, show me what I need to learn, and make it that I learn things by love, and not by a war, by a fight. So then I took the mushrooms, and I also was completely open. Whatever will happen, I was open to it. I completely opened myself to it. So before I took, I listened to a lot of people that already did it, and some are really talking about the aliens, the big head, gray man, and I'll be like, bullshit. And it was exactly the first thing that I saw. I was like laying in the bed with those kind of aliens around me, like in a hospital bed, and I was just laying there. And after that, when I open my eyes, I see creatures like the Cthulhu, squiddy-like. But I was not afraid because, as I said, I was completely open for it. I thought there's something that could happen. I was kind of waiting that something that would be terrifying could happen. And after that, I start the confusion phase. I think that's what people call it by the ego that I will start saying nothing that you can recognize, patterns that make no sense. And the closest that I can get to it is that final boss of Undertale. You know that there is a lot of crazy things going on, and that felt like an eternity. That felt like forever. A lot of time in that. But when I was recovering consciousness, I start to see myself and a little kid that was my son for some reason as flies. Human flies, like a Rick and Morty shit. And this was these masks, a lot of masks, like these theater masks, one, and one, like what happened and said, but all of them was judging the kid, and the fly kid was doing things just to piss them off. And I remember this, like there's people here that like just go on with the loud sound on the car, bam up the windows and making noise and try to do a lot of shit just to get some attention for other people. And I think that was what this kid was doing. He was pissing them off just to be seen. And I used to be a little not so empathy about these people, but after seeing that, I kind of understood it in a deeper level, that at that level of consciousness, they just want to be seen, and you start to have more empathy about it. And after that, I start do shit with him. I do for the masks too, and the masks would stare madly at us, and would be happy for doing that. So I start to understand just in the beginning this, and after that, okay, and after that I was, as I said, recovering consciousness, and there was I caught myself in a loop. There is a war. I need to win that war. How do I win that war? When I recognize that there's no war at all. So I won the war. I won the war. How did I win the war though? When I recognize there's no war at all. And I've been a loop of this forever, like forever. Shit. But that is the most important part. I realized that this starts happening is, as I say, is a heroic dose because it acts like the heroic journey, hero's journey. And I have won. I have won because I realized that there is no war at all. And after that, I say to myself, I won. I deserve the good things. I deserve the good things in general in life. I deserve it. Then I took the meditation music away. I was going through meditation music or silence that's not silence, is the fun. And I took this off, put some music that I like, and I be like, fuck that old man Ted McKinnon. What he know about me? Everyone have his own journey. So I put the music and I start bamming. Bam, bam, and that was the moment. That's the moment that everything, the happiest that I could feel. I was summing it up here, but I was really happy. That was the moment that God presented itself to me. And as I was there, I was completely happy. I understood these things. I understood that everything is perfect, even the bad things, because perfect is not a metric of good and bad, but things are perfect because they are the way they're supposed to be, even the bad things. And I realized the universe, the earth, took form of me and you and to whatever other person or animal or door or a computer, because he wants to experience itself. And that's the way you do it. Even the bad things, the good things, is like a history happening. I think that's why we're so in love with the hero's journey, because it's the very foundation of life, I guess. Let me see what more I got here. Okay. Okay, there was a part, so I was completely happy with that. I took my headphone off. No, I not took my headphone off. I think I maybe got unconscious in the middle of that. And then when I came back, I tried to put my headphone again. And when I put it, it wouldn't connect to the Bluetooth at all. I would try everything to connect it to the Bluetooth. And as I said, I was completely open for whatever happened. And you may get from it what we want. But for me, it was kind of something that I have to accept about what's happened. And part of the journey You can say that even a supernatural event, I don't know, that didn't happen before and didn't happen after. My phone was pretty easy to connect. And I'll be, okay, I'll just accept. And I sat down there. That's when the bad part started. And I was open to it. I was hoping that the bad part would teach me and would teach me more than the good part. I was there for that. I took it to learn about life in the first place. So there comes this bad part. I saw myself in Hungary, just like that World War II documentaries where they show where the Nazi keep the Jews. Like that, completely skinny, just bones and skin and bones. And I was feeling sad, feeling empty, feeling all the sorts of bad emotions. And the same thing that when I was feeling the happy thing came to my mind. God is here. God is here. This is perfect true. And even when it was in a way harder way to recognize that things are perfect, that God was there, I was feeling it. And it's not that I'm feeling good about it. I was feeling bad because I'm feeling bad things, but I was understanding this thing, And as I say, I'm just summing up it here. There was these things that everything I saw, I instantly got a meaning for it. It's just like I was experiencing it and the meaning coming in the same time. I spent a lot of time with this bad part too, but I summed this up. And after that, I was back in a neutral state and almost normal. That's when I saw myself as Mary, Mother of Jesus. I sit like this in the bed, and I saw myself as Mary, giving birth to Jesus. And you may think that's some way I connected to Mary, but what I really believe that happens, it's like it gets reference from what you already know, and teaches things to you based on what you already know. I saw Mary, but I saw Adam Sandler way more. I don't get into it, but I saw a lot of Adam Sandler movies during this because it all have meanings in my life. All teach me things. And by being there, giving birth to Jesus, I've nothing. If you think about his story, you read about it in the Bible, you probably think she was happy being there, giving birth to Jesus. But when I experienced that, I was not feeling happy because, as you know, they were in a bad place, like where they put the animals in the farm. And I was not feeling happy at all. I was actually feeling pretty bad. But I was knowing that that was creating love. I was creating love, even if it doesn't feel like that. It's pretty much like I say of the monk in the first part of going to the gym early or some shit like that. You will not feel good, it feel bad, but you have to know that you're creating love, creating something valuable, creating something you want to create that's meaningful to you, even though it doesn't feel like that. I used to read about this law of attraction thing, and they always speak about how important is how you feel about it. So to manifest, you have to feel a certain way. And like, whatever. Just build what I have to build up. Do whatever you have to do. It doesn't matter if it's not feeling, just do it. out of nowhere, it became a Nike commercial, but let me see. Okay. And the last thing I got from it is that life is not a fight, not a war. Life is a dance. If I was to try to reconnect the headphone all the night, I would just be causing suffering to me. But instead of that, I accept it and go with the flow. I took off and be like, okay, show me what you got. That's the approach you should have in life. About everything. About everything. That's I've seen like Alan Watts talk about Dao, Wu Wei, but it's really different when you really get it. That the less you try to control, the more you can go with the flow. It's not like you just be laying down in your bed or scrolling through social media, eating a lot of processed food, but it's like give up on controlling. Go with the flow. Let things happen. Let it happen. That thing that is screaming to happen finally happen. Let it happen. Don't try to control. Don't try to force it. And after that, the last thing I write here about it is that I learned a lot after that. So you really learn not by reading things, especially in this spiritual related thing, but by living life, interacting with other people, see how those things impact with your life. I kept meditating every day, but the most important thing is live life. Be aware of things that happen. Be present, and you will learn a lot with it. You don't even need a mushroom trip for that. Just live, be aware, and I guarantee you will start to realize what is important to you, what you should be doing, those sort of things. So in general, was a good experience. Not a experience for seeking pleasure, but for seeking self-knowledge. And I don't know, I not recommend you to do it, but if you decide to do it, just accept things that's going to happen. Don't try to force, don't try to fight, not just in the trip though, in life too. So yeah, that's it for the mushroom trap. Let's see what more we got here. Okay, I got this history from Reddit. Let me read it for you. Let me see. There was this dude and his girlfriend. I will read it. This weekend, my girlfriend and I went to Atlanta. We got an Airbnb, went to the aquarium, had a good time. She wanted to go with this high-end mall. And I said that was fine. But I asked her how much she expected me to spend. She said $300. And I told her no. Now that makes me harsh, but I'm 19 and she's 22. It's not like I'm rolling in money. I have the money, sure, but I'm not about wasting material things. I told her, this is why I have money, you don't. Which was kind of mean, but true, because she tends to spend it all. And then he goes on. To be fair, I've already spent about $600 to $700 of food and gifts for her. And we only been dating for 4 months. This Atlanta trip alone has cost me $500. And she contributed with $300, which I appreciate. But I still feel like she's being unreasonable, especially when we still have the cover and activities for the rest of the trip. And the people will goes on saying, bro, she's a gold digger. She usually has a pocket, a walking pocket. But that's kind of made me think about the American consumerism. Okay, wait till here. Okay, American consumerism, because seems like not just in America, but in in the West of the land, here, not in Japan, here. Everything's about consuming. People can be happy without having to buy a thing that they're never gonna use again. And I know you probably have already heard about a lot of this shit. You watch Fight Club and shit. But you should really start to ask why you're doing shit like that. Just buying things. And the other thing that caught my attention about that is the people that was kind of calling her a gold digger, that she won't see a walking pocket. And that's remind me of those reels, those TikToks, that when a guy comes to a woman and be like, "Hey, what do you expect a man to your man to make? How much money you expect how much money to make?" And the most average looking woman ever will answer, "I don't know, 3 million, 2 million a year is a good number." And people start to get mad at it. But you realize that actually don't make sense. I will explain. Why you would get mad with that? Just this woman, she expected from a guy that, all the things that you see in these videos, 6 feet tall, make 200 millions, whatever for month. And why a guy with all of this would be with this person? That just a normal person, not doing the same thing. You're getting it. There's just no way that this person would get. There's not that much of a millionaires with 7 feet tall. It's like those books, those romance books for women, where the CEO of an enterprise, but he somehow have time to be with the woman all day long. He's fucking millionaire, have a lot to shit with you, but he have hours and hours to spend with that. That thing's just not real. And that's why you're not to be mad about it, because, reality will solve itself. Which brings us to the second problem here, which is with men. Because guys will see this, you'll be like, "Duh, man, that's dating is over. Oh, the West is falling. I'm gonna, how do you call it, the passport rules and go to the whatever to get some girl, some traditional wife." And I will tell you, believing in that is as delusional as believing in the woman that wants a guy with a six-pack and 300 million per second. And I'll explain you why. Because that's on social media. Of course, the most videos you see of it will be the ones that brings more hate towards people, because it makes you engage more with the videos, with the content. Therefore, share it to more people. So, of course, the most you're gonna see, most part of you're gonna see will be shit like that. But when you lay down your phone, you put on some clothes, you go out the streets, you realize shit ain't like that. You're just getting mad because something just doesn't exist. You're being exactly like the delusional woman wanted CEO with 200 million per second and a six-pack and 7 foot tall and a dog. You get mad at things that in your head. So stop being on social media all day. Go out, meet people in real life, speak to people, know new people. If you can even travel, meet new people from different world views, world life, way of living, okay? Make yourself more rich of culture, and you see that this is just a lot of bullshit. The story is really not important at all. It's just something that make me think about this, make me remember about this. Which is kind of crazy, because it's something that can only happen in first world countries if you think about it. Like, you guys don't even have real problems, so you come with the shit like that. Oh no, 6 foot tall, or no, the woman, the hypergamic woman, and shit like that. You know what? How you solve that? Having some real problems. Go out, make some bills, lose your money at the casino, punch some bodybuilder, get in some real problem, and all of that shit you forget about that. Okay? And yeah, that's like, because in the rest of the world we have real problems. That's what I can see what you can see, because I'm usually with real shit. So I don't have time to be on social media. Oh no, the hypergamic woman, the 6 feet tall billionaire CEO with the dog. Whatever, dude. Just find a real problem. And you don't even realize that that's shit. You do have some problems, right? Because that's why there's not when a person for a first world country like America, let's say, when a people from America want to commit a crime, a person from America wants to commit a crime, they'll not just go there and stab someone. They'll fuck with Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, maybe that's something you could love for the rest of the world. Go out and stab some gangster, so you don't have to eat your neighborhood. You know, if you guys be stabbing more people, stealing shit from other people's car, you'll be way less serial killers. Let me see the greatest serial killers here. Serial killers, is that right? Serial killers greatest. List of serial killers by numbers of victims. You can see the first one. Okay. The first one is Luis Goravito. The second one is Pedro Lopes. Javé de Bal. São Michael Popov. Daniel Camargo Barbosa. Okay. I get it. I'm wrong, but I have no ethics. I would start to defend the opposite right now, because I'm not the person I was 30 seconds ago. So, Luis Garavito here, that's why you guys being so shocked. You know, Luis Garavito, what he did? You go Jeffrey Dahmer, what he did? Killed a bunch of people in Italy? That's my uncle. And we still let him around kids on the Christmas. You know, not a big deal. Grow up. And but one thing I can tell you, you'll never be a Netflix series called. But one thing I can get you, you'll never see a Netflix series called Luis Garavito. Because that's just Wednesday, you know? Okay. The next thing I want to go here. Let me see how much time we're speaking here. Almost 40 minutes. Oh my god. Yeah. I will end up here. And I'll say that I went on a date with a 18 years old in the Friday, and a 38 years old in the Saturday. And I want to share with you, because when I saw this thing that was about to happen, I'm like, damn, there's a lot to learn in that. You know, learn about people, the different generations shit, because some are millennial, the other one was, I don't know if it's using Gen Z or I don't know what, probably Gen Z. And I'm here in the middle. I'm like 25. So, you know, they have 20 years of span of life. It's like almost the time I'm alive. So there's lots of things to observe in that. And yeah, the first thing I realized is like the 18-year-old girl was like so happy. Oh, I just got into medical school. I do ballet and shit, and I travel. Oh, I'm so happy. I watch anime. And she was, you know, uplifting and all up, happy talking about things. And it was really good time that I had with her. I enjoyed talking with her, being there with her. And there's a 38 years woman, and we'll speak to that, and I'll be like that. Oh, so you can say you're more of a stay at home and read books than go out and party, right? And she'll be like, well, really? I guess we can say so. Oh my god. She's more. You're 38, not 66. You're not dead yet. And as I said, the first one with the 81 have been in 7 countries, which, if you're from Europe, fuck you. You don't know about that. If you being 7 countries around yours, it's just like me walking around my neighborhood. It doesn't count. But she lives in America, so 7 countries is a lot. So, oh, okay. And what I realized is like the 18-year-old girl have more of silly preoccupations, like, as I said, she watched anime and she was talking about how, they focus on boobs and asses on anime, and I'd be like, man, who the fuck cares about that? The 38 actually have a lot of interesting things to say. He was got into this study about alchemy, but not like magic or some shit like that, but the way that philosophy, the way that those people at that time find out some things about life philosophically. She was very interesting about that point. But there's something really that I really want to dip in here, is that the 18-year-old seem way more interesting than the 38-year-old. And sure, she been to 7 countries, do ballet, fights. How do you call it? I don't know. Ballet contests.
Okay.
And of course, that's interesting. But there's a 20 years of difference. There's no way this 18-year-old is more interesting at all. The point is, as she speaks like, yeah, I'm in the magical school, I'm gonna, I did ballet, I've been to places. And the 38 will be like, oh yeah, philosophy. Oh yeah, I used to party a lot. What about you? So here's a tip for you. Be a fucking live human when you're on a date. Because I know by 100%, that the 38-year-old woman is way more interesting than the 18-year girl. But she's kind of holding it back, acting like almost a reanimated corpse, like a zombie. That makes she look uninteresting. So for God's sake, when you're in a date, try to lift the other person. Bring something. Don't be afraid to share histories, even if it's silly or you have shame on it. Just share it and be, energetic about it. Have some feeling for life. Joie de vivre. Whatever. And by the end of this experience, I can tell that I was expecting to you realize the difference about the generations, but I don't think it's about the generations. I think it's about personality, something that's way more complex than age or generations. I'm sure there's 38, as I said, definitely she's more interesting. She's just not sharing it in an efficient way. And you're probably thinking, you're only saying that because the young 18-year-old girl would look better, so But actually, the 38-year-old woman look better than the 18. That's not the point. The point is that people usually look uninteresting because they're afraid, they're holding back to live. Fucking enjoy it. Don't be like, what they gonna think about me? Just enjoy. Try to make a good night happen with not wanting nothing back. I guarantee you'll look way more interesting and you'll be having way better dates. And I write a lot more to talk about other topics here, but I not really talk about it. I write a lot about open marriage. What the fuck? Why? But I will just use that time to be thankful that I finally managed to do this, sit down and record it. I actually as you call it, dopamine detox, but not exactly tight. I was giving up on easy pleasure, so not social media, not masturbation, not having sex, not the eating sugar or processed food for the last 1 week and a half, 1 week and a half. And that was enough time. My idea was like, I will give up on those pleasures, those easy pleasures, and then I can start enjoying life more. And I can finally take that project out of paper and bring it to reality, which is what I'm doing now. So it works. It really works. It's crazy because I've been procrastinating this for months. And finally, when I did this, I managed to do this. Okay? But you gotta be careful. I know there's some scientists will come up with a explanation of what is happening, but I was feeling kind of when a depressed person take his meds and be like drink water, and they be like completely blunt, like a zombie. Don't see, not happy, nothing, not sad, just that gray, that vanilla thing. And I started to feel like that. So be careful if you ever want to try this, okay? But well, it did work for doing what I had to do. You can even work with prizes. I'm gonna eat some chocolate after I finish this, because I finally managed to do it. And let's see what's gonna happen with this. You don't know, maybe I don't even record a second episode. Maybe we will get to 2,000 episodes. Who can tell? I don't. I want to say two things before I turn this off. The first one is that I really enjoy talking here, getting the microphone and turning on the camera and speaking. I think is really something that I want to keep doing, and I want to create a members only show that will be here on the internet, and you'll be like, man, who the hell will pay to see this trash? And I'll tell you, I will improve. I will make this not trash, so I can, charge for it. It will take a lot of time, as you can see, but I'm really confident on it. I hope it works. The other things that gratitude and how you should be grateful about things you have. I want to say this now and have it on camera, audio, that the most important thing in life is to be grateful for what you have. I'm saying this now because I'm feeling that from now on, I will start having the kind of life that people envy, that most of people want to have. And, and it'll be too easy to say that when you have this kind of life. That's what people will say. Oh, it's easy to say, what? Look at your life, you have an incredible life. I really feel that life will be like that in a couple months. So that's why I'm speaking now, while I'm making $500 a month, which, let's be honest, here where I live is not that little of money. It's actually not a good amount, but a nice amount. And living in my parents' home, and fatso. Alright, let me show the fatso. Look at the fatso. That's actually way better than the last 6 months. Almost the better I've been in shape. But I'm grateful now for everything. Every of those things that I already said. Even then, and you probably will see me in a couple of months and be like, it's easy to feel great, but I will tell you that I'm feeling it right now, and it's the most important thing in life is to be happy with things that you have in the moment. So that's it for today. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you together. I hope to record more of this, and I hope there's people out there to watch. So that's it for today, and bye.